society, BA and become degree college, some Canada, Dharma. Last class we have discussed about the problems based on income from salary. ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದವು, ಯಾವ ಎಕ್ಸಮ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ, ಹೌದಾ, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಡ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಡ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ, ಪರ್ಪಸಸ್, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನಾವು we will move on the fifth chapter, that is income from house property. Income from house property. Now we will study the meaning of income from house property. Property under section 22 deemed to be legal owner under section 27. Annual value under section 23. Factors taken as a basis for the gross annual value. And now today's class discuss the income from house property. Income from houses, building, bungalow, godowns, etc. is chargeable to tax under the head income from house property. The scope of the income charged under this head is defined under section 22 of the Income Tax Act, and the computation of income falling under the head is governed under section 23 to 27. Under section 23 to 27 of the Income Tax Act. Now the basis of charge under section 22, that is property. The income from a house property is not based upon the actual income, but it is based upon the national income or the annual value of the property. House property consists of a building or a land or to such a building. The land may be in the form of a called land or the compound forming part of the building. As per the section 22 of the Income Tax Act, the annual value of a property consisting of any building or a land thereto, of which the assessee is the owner, is chargeable for tax under the head of the income from house property. However, if the house property or any portion thereof is occupied by the assessee, assessee is nothing but, already you know the meaning of assessee. Assessee is who is liable to pay the tax, is called as assessee. For the purpose of any business or a profession carried on by him, then the income from such property is chargeable under the head income from business or profession. If the rent is received from the vacant land or a land, it is taxable under the income from other source. Nodri, business or profession ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನನ್ನ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, the house property or any portion thereof is occupied by the assessee, carried by him, and then the income of such property ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಖಾಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಅದರ್ source. Now the what following are the some important terms. First one is building. The term building include building ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, residential house, bungalows, office building, warehouses, dogs factories, etc. ಹೌದಾ, music halls of any block of a bricks or stone work covered by a roof. The appurtenant lands means the land attached to situated in the vacancy of a building. And then what do you mean by annual value? Next one, annual value na nodona. Now under this this head is calculated not an actual rent received but on the actual annual value. The annual value is not to be determined according to the provisions of the section 23 of the Income Tax Act, as we discussed later. And then ownership of house property. The owner of a deemed owner of a house property is only liable pay the tax, who is liable to pay the tax on the income under the head. The owner can an individual, a firm, a company, a cooperative society, association of a persons. The property may be let out either for residential purpose or for the business purposes. Deemed owner. Section 27 of the Income Tax Act provides that even through the persons who is not legal owner deemed to be the owner of the house property under the following circumstances. First one is if an individual transfer the house property or his or her wife not in connection with an agreement to live apart or the minor child other than the married daughter. With adequate consideration, the individual deemed as the owner of the property for the tax purposes, and the holder of an impartial estate is deemed to be the owner of all the properties comprised in the estate. A member of a cooperative society, a company or association of a person whom a property or a part thereof is allotted or leased under the house building scheme of the society, a company association deemed on the owner of the house property is the owner of the house. And the meaning of income from house property. Income from house property is computed on the basis of the annual value. Income earning capacity of a house is called as annual value. In other words, annual value of a house property shall be chargeable of the income tax in the hands of the owner under the income from house property. Now the property under section 22 of the Income Tax Act. It means building or land or attached to such building land may be in the form of court and or a compound forming part of the building, rent received or on let out building. Let out building is taxable income from the house property. And then property used for a business or profession. If the house is used for the own business, the annual value is taxable under the head income from business or profession, but not under the head income from other source or income from house property. Income from subletting is taxable under the head income from other source, but not a house property. And deemed to be a legal owner under section 27. In other words, the house can be constructed as a land surrounded by wall having a roof or not, and any land to a building can be interrupted as an enclosure of brickstones work or even a mud walls. Building includes both the residential as well as commercial construction. And then residential house needs to have a roof, but no residential or commercial houses need not have a roof. Cannot be treated as a house property. The house property is the building includes both the residential as well as commercial construction, and then a residential house needs to have a roof, but not non-residential commercial houses need not have a roof. And then merely cannot be treated as a house property, merely land cannot be treated as a house property. It should the permanent nature made for the useful purpose or utility. If any building consists of several flats, then each flat should be considered as a separate house property and should be separately taxed. And in a complete or ruined house property cannot be treated as a house property. Beneficial owner is the person who enjoys all rights to the owner. That is, in other words, beneficial owner can use the property, he can let a property or he can create the charges on property, he can accomplish the property, he can even transfer the house property. Beneficial ಯಾರು ಓನರ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ. Now a person who is allowed to take or retain the possession of any building or part thereof in part of performance of the contract of nature purchase the property is deemed to be the owner of such property. A person who acquires any rights in or with the respect of any building or part thereof by way of any sale or exchange or lease for a term not less than 12 years, excluding any right by way of a lease from the month to month for a period not exceeding 1 year, is deemed to be the owner of such property. Property used for a own business or profession, if the owner himself uses the building or a part thereof for the own business or profession, then the income of such business or profession is taxable under the head profit or gain of a business or profession. In such cases, assessor cannot claim any notional rent is to be charged against the profit of such business or profession, but not the building is treated as an assets of the business and claim the depreciation thereof, repairs and maintenance, etc. Dispute about the ownership, and in case of if there is a dispute about the ownership, then the person who received the rent is liable to tax till the dispute is settled. House property situated outside India, income from house property which is situated outside India is taxable in India because under the head house property. If the assessee is a resident, above it is exempted in case of not ordinary resident and non-resident assessee. Now the house property incomes exempted from the taxes. ಯಾವ house property incomes exempted ಅಂತ. First, income from farmhouse section 2. Income from a farmhouse section 2 subsection 1ac, under section 2 subsection 1ac. And next, income from property used for own business or profession. Income from a property, house property used for a own business or profession. Used for a own business or profession under section 22. Under section 22. And then income from house property or income from property held by a charitable purposes. Income from a property used for a charitable purposes under section 23 subsection 2. Under section 23 and subsection 2 of the Income Tax Act. And next one, annual value of the SOP. Next, annual value of a self-acquired property. the Income Tax Act. Next, annual value of a one palace in the occupation of a ex-ruler. Annual value of a one palace. Annual value of a one palace in the occupation of an in the occupation of an occupation of an ex-ruler under section 10 subsection 98. Under section 10 subsection 98. And then property of income of a local authority. Property of a income local authority under section 10 subsection 20. Under section 10 subsection 20. And then property income of an approval scientific research association. Property income of an approved property income of an approved charitable associations. And property income educational institution and hospital. Property income education institutions and hospitals. And then property income registered trade union, property income of a political party. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ exempted ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? Exempted from the income from house property. Now the determination of annual value. Important term in a house property chapter, that is annual value. Now the annual value is nothing but the, what do you mean by annual value? Annual values ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು annual value ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. The annual value is a very important calculation because income from house property depends upon the current annual value. It takes into consideration not only the actual rent received but also expected rent house can fetch under the given situation every year. ಯಾವ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಇದಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಸಹಿತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. Now the reasonable rent received or receivable property is called as annual value. It is also called as gross annual value. From the gross annual value allow certain deductions such as municipal tax, municipal cess and amenities for a house. After allowing this remaining figure is called as what? Net annual value. Now first we have to calculate the gross annual value. ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ. Let's municipal tax and then municipal cess. Cost less cost of amenities for house. What are those amenities? Water charges, lift maintenance, lighting stays, garden, salary clerk, watchman, gatekeeper salary, etc. It is called as net annual value. ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಹೇಳಿ? Net annual value ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Now the what municipal value it include if the municipal tax is paid by the tenant is no deduction allowable. Municipal tax ಅನ್ನ tenant paid ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ no deduction available and the owner paid ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ? No deduction is available. If the due is there, deduction is not available. I hope you will understood the meaning of house property deemed to be an deemed is under section 22 of the annual value ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಎಕ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇಂದ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ we will discuss about the determinants of annual value of house property, some important terms regarding the